This is the Duke of Edinburgh's Award Participants Record Book that you're going to need to fill out if you want to get your bronze, silver or gold award. On the third sheet you will see a registration sheet. You need to fill out your name and address, phone number, email and date of birth, and either Miss Morrissey or myself, Mr. Campbell, will fill out the bottom section. The next few sheets after this are general overviews of the award, and then there is some information about getting started, applying for the award, and the rules and regulations on what you need to do to finish certain sections of the award. You will see on the side of the book there are bronze, silver and gold sections to the book. If we turn to the bronze section, you must fill out this first page. The date started is when we registered you with the Duke of Edinburgh's Award in Toronto. The date that you're going to use is September 1st, 2010. You check off these boxes as you start and complete the following sections. If we look in, the first page is all about your service, in particular community service. You fill out this top section listing the types of service that you did, the date that you started and the date that you completed. Please note this section up here because it must have a minimum of 6 months between the first date and the second date. Each community service that you've done since September 1st, 2010 can be listed as the date here, the service provided to, and the type of service and your assessor's signature here. The actual hours and qualifying hours is a little tricky insofar that you can only get a maximum of 5 hours per occasion. It's all listed up here, so you need to write off the date, the actual amount of hours that you did on that day. Let's say if you did 10 hours on one day, you can only count 5 hours of that community service. You can get anybody to sign this who was running the activity, but this section down here, you can choose one of the assessors to fill out this section. If you need clarification on that, you can come and speak to me. Next, we turn over to the adventurous journey. There are 3 pages of adventurous journey parts to fill out. The first 2 are talking about preliminary training and your practice journey. If we turn over, the next section is on your qualifying journey. Your preliminary training is all of the training that you got during your Green and Red Star training with cadets. The practice journey is also part of your Green and Red Star training. You fill this section out, and your assessor, who could be Mr. Fillion or one of the cadet staff, can fill this section out. This section over here, you can write in the dates at which you completed all of these subject areas, and again you can get Mr. Fillion to fill out your assessor's signature on that section. If we turn over to the qualifying journey, again this section you fill out. The activity is a hike going out to the Burgoyne Centre. Method of travel will be hiking. The location could be Southern Niagara and the Burgoyne Outdoor Ed Centre. The purpose is training and exploration. The date that you started the hike and the date that you finished the hike. The number of days out, which will be 1 and 1, or 2 days out, 1 night of camping. The number of hours you'll have to add up when you complete that, and then the date at which you complete the actual whole thing. This section down here, we have a comment by the assessor, which could be myself or Mr. Filion, and we are to comment on the participant's venture and the report. You need to fill out a report, a very brief report about your expedition. And I have some examples here. This is some pictures that a student has put together for her training expedition, a little write-up, and sometimes it is accompanied with a map. Again, you could take a digital picture of a map and kind of write all over it and hand that in. You will need to do a brief report on your practice. This you will just talk about the fact that you went to camp earlier in September last year, and also that you've been doing your Green or Red Star as training. The next section is skills. Skills is basically your activities that you are doing during the year. You need to write out the skills that you've done, the date that you started, which will be September 10th around about, and the date that you completed, which is you're not quite there yet. You then get one of your teachers that's running your activity to fill out this section here. If we turn over, we've got physical recreation. These are your 3 terms of sport that you are doing throughout the year. Please note 30 hours over a minimum of 15 weeks. Qualifying hours maximum of 2 hours per week. So you write in the dates of the weeks that you're doing it. Don't do the days. Write in the weeks that you are doing, example, volleyball. You write in 5 hours of actual hours, and then you can only put in 2 hours of qualifying hours. You will get your coach to sign off on volleyball, and then if you did swimming second term, you'll get your coach to sign off on that, and then your third term sport. This section over here, you can choose one of your 3 coaches to sign off on this section. And that's it. Once you've done that, you will go on to the Silver Award, and later on to your Gold Award, and those are a little more in-depth. As an example to you, I have a completed book here for the bronze. The date started, the date completed, the service, so all of the service has been filled out and signed off by teachers. The section has been filled out here. Then we go into the adventurous journey, the training, and the sign-off again by the teacher. The student here has filled out that part. Qualifying journey and the skills. Physical recreation, so one coach filled this section out, and you can see this student did squash, gymnastics, and then finished up maybe on another sheet with the rest of it. 15 weeks is your max, or the minimum that you have to fill out here. So once you complete 15 weeks, you don't need to fill out any more. So it's a fairly straightforward book, but you do have those small sections to fill out.